Good morning from Les Diablerets here in Switzerland. I've got to say, I think that this is potentially the best base from which to explore the Diablerets, Villars, Gryon and Glacier 3000 ski areas here on the Magic Pass. Behind me is the Diablerets Express, the gondola that takes you from the village up to the ski resort. Let's go and have a look around. This gondola, the Diablerets Express, as mentioned, takes you from the base of the resort to the top with a mid-station at about 1,700 metres. It's fair to say that the Diablerets Express is normally pretty busy. This is the first time that I've managed to walk straight onto it. It's 9:30 AM on a Tuesday, so maybe factor that into your planning. Here on the weekend was absolutely hectic. I accessed this lift on the Saturday, and that is part of the reason why I avoided Diablerets on Sunday and headed to Les Diablerets, a 20-minute drive from here. If you haven't quite seen that video yet, it's linked on the screen. First stop this morning is the mid-station of the gondola, 1,700 metres. What that gives you is 500 metres of drop back to the village along beautiful green piste, especially first thing in the morning. Let's go check them out. The more eagle-eyed of you will notice that this is actually the slope from night skiing. If you haven't seen that video, it's down in the description. But you can night ski here in Diablerets on Wednesday and Saturday between January and March. Downsides of taking that route is you have this long flat back to the gondola. It crosses a road, so you really can't maintain your speed if you want to be safe, but it's worth it for that crisp morning run. Strangely, if you stay in the gondola past the mid-station at 1,700 metres, the top station is actually only at 1,717 metres, so you get an extra 17 metres of vertical drop. But what it does open up are more runs over on the backside of Les Diablerets and the links over to Villars and Gryon. So one of the other reasons you might come to Diablerets if you're not a skier or snowboarder is for their luge. At the top of the gondola they actually have a 7-kilometre long luge track back down to the bottom. That's pretty cool. In Diablerets, in addition to the gondola, you have two main chairlifts. This one, the Rouvine Diablerets, takes you up to the top of Diablerets, and then you've also got the Diablerets chair. The Diablerets chair actually laps the park, so let's go over and have a look at the train park here in Les Diablerets and see what it's got to offer. In addition to the terrain park here in Les Diablerets, there is also a radar gun so you can check your speed. Let's give it a go. Not a great start. It's up. .62. I don't know if you can read that. I'm assuming that's kilometers per hour, but I definitely shouldn't have stopped here. So behind me, right there, is the lift that links Diablerets and Villars. It's pretty much a strange one. It transports passengers in both directions and it runs parallel to the snow. If you would like to see that, make sure to subscribe because that Villars video is coming out in a future week. With no fresh snow in probably a week and a half here in Diablerets, runs like this to the side of the piste and through the trees are not that nice. They're a little bit crusty, but at least they're here and they're an option for you if you want to explore more and get away from the more mellow blue and couple of red runs that are listed on the Diablerets piste map. Terrain here at Diablerets is like this, cruisy blues, or there are a couple of reds, which makes Diablerets pretty perfect for intermediate skiers and snowboarders. What I would say is if you feel like you want more challenge, I wouldn't let that put you off. You've got the terrain up at Glacier 3000, which is fantastic, but in addition to that, Diablerets looks like it has some great routes through the trees and off piste. I tried one run this morning and without snow in a week, it was crusty and horrible, but I'd love to hit this in good conditions. Okay, so that is it for Diablerets. A beautiful few days here actually, and I really like the resort. I love the fact that it's in the middle of this Glacier 3000, Diablerets, Villars, Gryon link up. It makes it really easy to move around all of those resorts. What I would say is I'm just a little bit gutted that there hasn't been fresh snow here, because the piste, although they're absolutely brilliant, as mentioned, they're mostly for intermediate skiers and snowboarders, whereas if you can get that little bit of exploration off piste in some fresh snow through the trees, it looks like there are loads of options here. If you've been fortunate enough to come to Diablerets when the conditions are absolutely prime, let me know down in the comments, what am I missing out on? I think this is a resort that I would come back to. I love the fact, as I say, it's in the middle of those four resorts, but I also love that while I was here, I was able to drive 20 minutes and be in La Charette, in Les Sons, in Les Mosses. It's a beautiful part of Switzerland. So as always, I really appreciate you guys watching, and I'll be back with another video next week.